Hello, this is Dr. Anthony Festmeyer, and in this lesson we're going to check out two common bends within the minor pentatonic scale. We're going to use the E minor pentatonic scale to demonstrate these bends, but they could be used in any minor pentatonic scale. We're going to go ahead and start by coming up here to the 12th fret, the double dot on the low E string, and we're going to play through our basic position of the minor pentatonic scale. Now that we've reviewed that basic scale, we're going to come up to the 14th fret of the G string. That's an A note, and I'm playing that with my third finger. That's the note that I would find if I just ran through the scale and came to my second note on the G string. It's that A note. So what I'm going to do for this bend is I'm basically moving from that A note to the B note. So bending is essentially stretching the strings, but when we stretch the strings, we want to go from one note of the scale to another note of the scale. So basically what I'm doing, like I said, is going from this A note to this B note in the scale, but I'm doing it by bending the string. So the technique for bending is this. I put my third finger on that A note. I line the other two fingers up behind it because it takes a lot of strength to bend the string. I'm going to move my thumb up to the top. Now typically this is not considered a great guitar technique because it's better to have the thumb down so that you could be more on the tips of your fingers. But in the case of a bend, it helps to have something to push against. The other part of the technique is that when I bend, I'm not going to focus on my fingers doing the work. I'm going to use my whole hand to do the work. So this bend here is A to B. Okay, the next common bend within the scale is going to be a D note to an E note. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to this D note here at the 15th fret of the B string. And again, I can find that just by running straight through the scale. I have two notes on the B string, a B and a D, and the D note is the note that I'm going to bend from. That note will bend up to an E. So that's the sound I'm looking for as I bend. The E, which is at the 12th fret of the E string. So I come here with my pinky. You could also use your ring finger. It's not uncommon to use that finger number 3. And again, we line up all the fingers that we can behind it to get the strength. I bring my thumb up here over the top to have something to push against, and I use my entire hand to do the bend. So I'm playing from D to E. So those are the two common bends within the minor pentatonic scale. If I want to move them to any other key, all I need to do is find that key. So say I'm doing the key of C minor, place my first finger on C on the low E string, play through the minor pentatonic scale. My third finger on the G string, which is playing an F note, can bend from there up to a G. If I continue up the scale, I end up with a pinky on a B flat note, which is the 11th fret of the B string. And I could bend that note from B flat to C. All right, so those are two common bends within the minor pentatonic scale.